on, and then we take the next set. So we go. Yes. Uh, please let's try. There's no mic. Just stand up and announce your name and media house and pose your question. Please, Okama, stand. Please.
The mic is not working. Just sit.
Today we have some technical issues, so please bear with us. Yes, Okama.
Mr. Lancelot, I'll begin my question from 2020 2018. From an investigative point of view, the problem between audit department and general the public will be on the states. That in 11 years of APC rule, all the money that was found wanted by audit department could not, right, doesn't conduct this and consolidated revenue for. Meaning, most of the money was never paid by MPAs. And so when the government came to power, they had to embark on a rapid um, collection through NRA to recover. Well, how much money was wanted in the 2021 report from the MPAs? Two, where is it that it takes so long for you to publish the 2021 report in the year 2023? What people think that that issue is almost forgotten. And probably three, why is it that Parliament, about all the constitutional money they have, to take rigorous actions to incorporate this money, right? Still has no impact on the opposition revenue. Four,
Finally,
are you understaffed? Are you understaffed at audit department to ensure that now that it's 2023, the people of this country need a 2022 report and not 2021?
okay. Next question, please. Yes. Announce your name, media house, and ask your question.
My question has to do with total cash loss. I noticed that year in, year out, there have been increase when it comes to cash loss as per the audit report. 2021, as per my record that I have here, 187.3 billion cash loss. I stand to be corrected. 2020, 153.9. 2019, 177.6, so on and so forth. So why is this happening, repeatedly? That's one. Two, as per the constitution, it is mandated that Parliament, after a report has been released by the audit service, Sierra Leone, they should or they must debate that report. And as we all know, it has taken about years without hearing anything from Parliament. Where has anything gone wrong? Or what are you to do in order for some of these things to be addressed? Thank you.
Okay.
Again, with regards to Mr. Lassana, with regards to the cash losses, with regards to the cash losses, we've seen campaigners like Budget Advocacy Network, they've all raised concerns about cash losses. So, as an institution, are you concerned as well? The second one is during the report, State House and Office of the Vice President was not audited, are they exempted?
Okay. We'll take another set, please. Let's not overload Mr. Lancer. Yes, sir. Please,
Okay.
can respond.
Thank you very much. I think I will start from the last question. Are you concerned with the analysis that have been done by bank? Oh yes, as Israelis, we are always concerned. And the analysis being done by bank and many other institutions we clearly tell you the concerns that we have. And what is that? Year in, year out, we cry that people should start taking audit serious and they're acting on our recommendations. Trust me, had there been adequate attention and the premium that you all expect to be placed on audit work and the recommendations that are made, I think we'll have seen much improvement in the audit outcomes. So the outcomes that you have seen today is as a result of people not being that serious, institutions not be that serious with the recommendations that have been made. The State House exempted. Our Office of the Vice President, nobody is exempted from our work. Nobody. No, Office of the President was audited, Office of the Vice President was audited. I think that's why I laid the foundation in explaining the procedures. How does an entity get into the Auditor General's annual report? So it therefore means the required threshold, as explained in my preamble when I was introducing this whole talk, is that State House and Office of the President and many other institutions never met that threshold. Interestingly, it will interest you to know that, and this is what you want. When the 2020 report came out, the Office of the President was the most quote-unquote bombarded office from all sectors of life. When I'm using the word bombarded, because the media was after Office of the President, the non-state actors was after it, based on the issues that were in there. And remember, there are individuals managing those offices. Individuals are equally there. And what are we yearning for? Is enough implementation of our recommendations. So State House and Office of the Vice President, we say kudos to them. When we did the 2021 audit, and many other institutions, my brother, they adhere at all the stages that I spoke about. One in the field, the little recommendations that were made, they adhere to them. When we issue the draft report, the few recommendations that were there outstanding, they adhere to them. And this is what you want. So if institutions, we are all crying for institutions to start implementing audit recommendations. I think that is the cry of everybody. If ban is driving people down today, it is as a result of non-implementation of audit recommendations. So if institutions have started implementing, I think the good thing that you start doing is probably other institutions that are far behind to now go there and start understanding what was your relationship, how was the management team, how was this team, how were the internal control set up, how far did they take these issues for them to be addressed. That is what we are all yearning for. So it's not only State House, it's not only Office of the President, but we have many more other institutions that actually took our audit work for every seriousness and assessed they were able to clear the issues that we raised. That was why State House and Office of the President was not in the 2021 report. But to say we never audited them, no. Even though I explained how institutions can be audited, but they were audited. The reason is simple, probably you have an answer to that. Public interest. Last year, State House, everybody. So we knew that last year, because of people's interest, yes, we audited them. In 2020, it was people's interest. So because everybody is having concern about Office of the President, they will be audited because it's a public office. It is subjected to similar scrutiny, the same scrutiny at all levels in the day-to-day job that we do. Okay, so there are people concerned about the cash losses and the job that Parliament do. Yes, of course, on the cash losses at the level as it is, somebody is concerned about how much for 2021 in 2021 audit report. In 2021 audit report, the cash losses there. The report says 2021, but when you look at it, for those who have had opportunity to, I encourage all of you, if you don't have a copy, it is on our website. If not, the information man is here in whatever way so that you get a copy. It's nice to have a look at it and see how you can corroborate what I've said. In as much as it is the 2021 audit, but because of the processes I explained, there are audits that are rolled over, we have issues relating to, like the foreign missions are in for this year. When we talk of the foreign missions, are the embassies abroad. So they are in that report, and they span from 2014 the school, but the reported issues there are 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. So what we did in this report is that to actually spell out the issues by year. So when you go to 2020, 2017, issues that fall within 2017 is clearly spelled out there, 18, 19, and up to 2021. Clearly.
Hey guys, Toby Mathis here, and
Equally so, we are dealing in euros in Sierra Leone, but some of our transactions we are done in foreign currencies. Like for the embassies abroad, they are not dealing with the Leone. So they are dealing with either the euro, the pounds, and the euro, pounds, or dollars, as the case may be. So the report is in those areas. There are certain transactions that we deal with in Sierra Leone. We awarded contracts in dollars, and some payments were made in dollars. So there are irregularities. But the goal is, can we sit for a while and think of the services those monies will have rendered to us? Remember, there are institutions there that are, like the health institution is there, the educational institution they are there. There are those that relate to transportation, there are those that relate to roads. Yes, in as much as those activities may have been identified as losses or cash losses. But can we think for a while, what is the impact of those losses on service delivery? Let's take, for example, health. If drugs are to be supplied and drugs are not there, and we consider it, because we never saw the drugs, that's why we consider issues there as cash loss. But can we, for once, a second, think of the lives that may have been lost because drugs are not there? We all cried down when Ebola struck, when Corona struck, and government tries as much as possible to provide resources for these things to be there. And somewhere along the line, we go in to give assurance to the people that those items are supplied and they are not there. These are the concerns of all the service areas, and this should be the concerns of every Sierra Leonean service delivery. What is the impact of those losses on the services that government will have provided for the people of Sierra Leone? Somebody was saying, for why it takes so long for 2021 report to be produced in 2023. 2021 report was not produced in 2023. 2021 report was produced in 2022. Last year, December, we submitted a report to Parliament. I think because of the holiday, it's only after the New Year that we are having some deliberation around it. But we submitted a report to Parliament last year, and on the 8th of December. And interestingly, why 2021 submitted in 2022? Because of what I explained earlier, we only get the account from the accountant general. We are now in 2023. We will not receive the account for 2022. We only get it on or before 31st of March. So we are actually getting the activities for 2022 in 2023, and we have 9 months to audit and report. Somebody was asking whether we are concerned with regards to Parliament. Yes, that's what the law says, that those irregularities identified are actually reported to Parliament. I wish the parliamentarian would have been here for you to ask what is happening with our report that have been submitted. Interested is, it's not only the Auditor General's annual report that is being submitted to Parliament. We are also submitting performance audit reports. These are subject matter standalone reports. Like the school feeding program, we've done a report on it, it is with Parliament. The public debt issues, we've done a report on it, it is with Parliament. The prisons, inmates issues, probably some of you covered it in your newspapers, it is there, it is in Parliament. And so these are the little things that we do. But year in, year out, we did Ministry of Information last year. Our team are in now this year to audit the 2022 account, their activities. What you have, however, if somebody was concerned whether these reports are not deliberated, what are we doing now? We are not sitting. Each year when we come, we still do a follow-up on our previous recommendations. So what we will do each year when we come up in those outstanding issues that are in the Auditor General's annual report and those other management data points that we are not that particular to be included in the Auditor General's annual report, but we know cumulatively over a period their impact on the operation of the entity. We will look at them and see what comes out of it, and it will become part of our current audit. I think so far so good. Understaffed, somebody was saying, are you understaffed to do audit in 2020? Of course, staffing, yes, is a concern, but staffing goes with finances, and those finances are actually finances. We would have loved to have all the complement of the staff in the world to do all our clients as one group, but that is not the case. However, because we are guardian of Sierra Leone economy, that's our motto. What we are doing is that the little resources that we have, we are actually trying to maximize it. That's why I explained how we rate institutions, so that we can just match with the little resources that we have, so that Sierra Leoneans will get the value for money for paying us to audit the public offices.
Okay, thank you very much. To take the second and final session. Yes, I'll come to you. Yes, please.
Yes.
I'm a method from starting. Um, my first question here is in the appointment of the auditor general, in some of the qualifications, is there any provision that that person should be an SSC holder? And if so, the present acting auditor general is not an SSC holder, according to my investigations. So, your opinion, does it deserve it? Then the second question I'm having is in your auditing process, in auditing mineral and industries, according to international standards on quality, you say that that's the standard you use. Is there any method of auditing them because their financial statements at times are different than the other industries? So maybe this may lead to difficulty in auditing them. Is there any method you use to okay, yes.
Yeah, good day, I'm Dunstan, freelance. I want to know why or whether if it is true that the audit service is not auditing the public account committee. Is that true? And secondly, I have concern. You said the parliament appoints auditors to audit you, the auditing institution. How do they go about it to select those auditors? Do they have set criteria that short auditing firm should meet?
Okay, well,
Yes, Banya again. So, Mr. Hansen, I want to know the relationship between the audit service and the M&E and the MBS. Again, subsequent governments have been grappling with cash losses whenever it comes to the audit reports. Again, the M&E officers, are they to be blamed in a situation like this?
yes. Any more? Okay. Okay. Final question. Sir, as an audit firm, you are normally or always prone to get like self-interest, familiarity, and you may want to know how you handle these things because these things are happening almost every day. Okay. Thank you very much for your questions. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I'll start with the last one always. All right. Threats. For every assignment, before the assignment, when you come into audit service, the first thing you do is to sign the code of ethics. The profession of itself is guided by code of ethics. You sign to it in the first place as an employee of audit service at Leone. Then secondly, for every assignment base. So all of those traits that you are talking about, familiarity, self-interest, as the case may be, those are traits, yes. For those of you who don't know, these are things that will limit you or make you compromise your job. So what you will do is that another form for assignment base is actually given to every staff for them to fill, to complete. Now, if for any reason, I'm so familiar with my brother sitting here, and that familiarity is at just a level that there is tendency that is, as an employee of an entity, that familiarity will interfere with the job that I do. The team, the supervisor for that audit may decide the following: one, either for that staff not to be part of the audit exercise; two, the staff can still be part of the audit exercise, but any activities that have been undertaken by my brother, that staff will not be part of it, as the case may be. So we have a very good code of ethics, and that code of ethics is based as per standard best practices standards, and also as per our own local law. Mind you, we equally have our laws is a law that talks about ethical. So our operations are highly ethical. On the issue of M&E, relationship between audit service and M&E, the relationship is that for every M&E in every institution, they are subjected to our audit. So they are part of the institution that we go to. So they have their own mandate. Whatever they do in the institution, we do evaluate it when we get into the institution. Why blame? If we blame institution or unit or department within an institution based on the job that you do, if the work of an M&E has to do with taking track of audit issues and we go in there, it is part of your job description, and you fail to do that, they will blame you for it. But we don't report to M&E for actions to be taken. Remember, the M&E unit is the Atinamet, they are now Ministry of Development, so they have probably what functions they are to perform. But for every M&E unit, then they are subjected to the holistic operation of the unit, so they are subjected to audit. If the audit interest is there, that is after assessing the risk associated with their job within the entity. If it is captured within our realms for them to be looked at, then they will be looked at. But
what I'm trying to say that these M&A officers are there, the various MBAs, they are these MBAs, and yet still there's no cash losses, there's one or two.
so that's what I'm saying. If their functions include, because you need to know the operation, why they exist in an entity. So if their functions relate to that, then no problem. Why just bother about M&E? What about the other apparatus within an entity? Why can't you bother about finance officer? Why can't you bother about procurement officers? Why can't you bother about permanent secretaries? Why can't you even bother about our ministers? So that's why I said, that's why when we get into an entity, the first thing that you do is to know the role. Probably that is the broader function that you know of M&E, but probably when you get into an entity now, the M&E will say, I'm not doing this. It's another function. So it's a case-by-case basis. We judge you or review your work based on the work that you actually do within an entity. Do you audit the Public Accounts Office in Parliament? The Public Accounts Committee in Parliament is a select committee in Parliament, meaning it's a subcommittee in Parliament that actually looks at our own report. When report goes there, normally over the years, that's what has been happening. They assign these reports to them, and then they deliberate on the report and produce their own report. Now, we audit Parliament, not the Public Accounts Committee. But because Public Accounts Committee happens to be a select committee of Parliament, so when we are looking at the holistic picture of Parliament, then it means Public Accounts Committee is one committee. If we are looking at committee functions, and then after assessing risk, we realize that Public Account Committee is of risk area that they need to become part of our audit. Why not? But as a unit, as a committee, we just write letter to them that we are just coming to audit Public Account Committee now, or the Parliamentary Service Commission, to which Public Account Committee is a component, is being audited year in, year out. How do audits do a lot of farm? Oh, the selection. Somebody is bothered about the selection of the auditors. How I wish they are just rendering services to us. So the auditors that audit us, their names are just communicated to us by Parliament. That you have auditor A that is coming to audit you, auditing farm. So I hope they are here because Parliament actually appoint auditors. I hope Parliament is here, a representative is here, then they will explain the procedure of that nature. But the services is what we are interested in, so they appoint. However, what we do, we have audit firms in Sierra Leone that we work with. When I say work with, not all the job, as I tell you, because of staff and other challenges, not all the job that is being done by the audit service lab. There are certain jobs like some of the banks, some of the past that we outsource them to public audit firms. The public audit firms are not public auditors, they are private auditors, but we do business with them. How? So for those firms that we identify based on our portfolio, if for example we say there are institutions that are providing financial statement to us about 50 this year, but we only have a capacity to audit based on the unit that audit those institutions, we only have the capacity to audit like 20 or 30 of them, the balance is actually outsourced so that they are audited. But that does not mean that the responsibility lies with those. No, the overall responsibility of reporting on those institutions still lies to the people of Salone, still lies with the Auditor General. It's just like giving a contract to somebody for him or her to do a job for you, and then they report back to the Auditor General. So what we do, because Parliament, we are a professional institution, Parliament, we want a professional to do it. So we will give the list of those.
What's my house? Really?
Doing business with, so that there will not be conflict of interest or the threat that my brother was talking about. So those lists will be given to them. So for those institutions that will be doing business with them, Parliament will not consider them even if they bid for them to audit service revenue. So that is just what we do. But the processes and procedures in selecting those auditors, no, it's purely the matter of Parliament, and it is in the realm of Parliament. They decide what we know. 3 months, like any normal public institution, we to submit our account to Parliament for auditing. And our audited account interested is actually displayed on our website. So if you go there today, www.auditservice.gov.sl, all of those things are there, and then the sky is your limit for you to peruse through them and see how transparent and accountable we are to the people of Sierra Leone. Somebody was, how do we do the minerals audit? Yeah, the mineral agency, remember, for minerals now in the world, the minerals are actually being guided now by the Extractive Industry and Transparency Initiative. There are standards that are actually set for the operations of mining companies. Also in our PFM, I think there is mining revenue issues now in the PFM, so we do have captured that because we are part of that global marriage called the EITI marriage. But like any other entity, once you submit financial statements, and if there are peculiarities in your financial statement, that is specialities in there, and we don't have those capacities, nothing stops us from outsourcing to audit firms that can look at if peculiarities are there. But if it is a financial statement, every financial statement, of course, we all know it depends on which standards you are using to prepare your financial statement, which accounting standard, for which you have the capacity and capability to handle. I now come to question number 1. Whether there are requirements for the somebody to be ACC to be Auditor General. I think the Constitution made it very clear. They say the Auditor General shall be appointed by the President, consultation of Public Service Commission. What I will tell you for sure is that nobody is in audit service. If you don't have any business to do audit service, you will not be there. Why am I saying this? Even the best of assets that you have are our personnel, and all of them are professionals. Even the cleaners that you have, they are professionals, my brother. They are specialists. The messengers that you have, they are specialists in their own right. And I explained the specialty in audit service earlier. We don't have just one component of it. We even need engineers here now as we speak. We need, because like the performance audit that we are doing. Most of the people in performance audit, they have no idea of accounting. Probably somebody will sit there for you to be an auditor. You have, and that was the perception I have. Even my college days, that was what they told me. If you have to be an auditor, you have to study accounting. But the auditing profession has grown in such a way that we don't just limit it to a single profession. So like if there are requirements for this, be it ACCA and all the rest of it, yes, it's a professional body and it is a professional qualification. If we need them, we have a lot of them. If we need them, no problem. But for the selection of who should be Auditor General, my brother, that is the prerogative of the President. And for the current Auditor General that you have, he is not from anywhere, not from the blues. And mind you, this young man is just an acting Auditor General. His substantive position is a deputy Auditor General. He has been part of this institution. In fact, he is one of the oldest staff that we have. He was part of that arrangement that I was explaining, the audit department. Then he comes to audit service at Leone. He's the oldest. So that shows you the knowledge base of this young man. So he has been part of that management, in as much as he's one Auditor General that is appointed by the President. But the motto there is they never walk alone. He has been part of that team. He has acted in several capacities as Auditor General. So when the substantive will be on leave or is on track, so that is the young man that is currently there as acting Auditor General. So with regards, I don't know from which angle, as I've explained to you, from which angle, but he has been a member of so many international institutions, so many international organizations to which we belong to, even the current practicing guide we call our manual that we are now using, that is internationally acclaimed. They were the initial authors of this. So we have so many specialties. So the issue of ACC is just one. Part of the information system, I don't know whether yesterday also the Minister of Information was there that the government is now going IT. So we need IT specialists. So if all of those specialists are within, then they are specialists in their own right. As I told you, even our cleaners are specialists, my brother. Even our drivers, they are specialists. So anybody that is in audit service alone needs to be there because the job is advertised, people compete, people go in, and people get to where they are. So if your research base shows that he hasn't got ACC, probably that's the research base that you have, but that is the level of capacities that you have. Is there any requirement for you to have A before you become Auditor General? That's why I said the Constitution is very clear on it. Is that clear? The Constitution is very clear on it, huh? Yeah. Yes?
No. We are done with questions. What?
Bonus?
No.